Oh.
No.
I'm working on it, but it's not gonna really be that effective, so it's fine.
Yeah, I mean it's level 8, so generally that's just an ASI or a feat, and then you guys get your hit points and vitality points. So
Are we back up to full?
no.
Okay.
So who would like to recap last session?
I mean, all I really remember of last session is we were running away from the Scythalar forever, the smoke monster. We heard some water. We ran towards the water, thinking that if we dove in, the smoke monster wouldn't be able to penetrate the water and get us. Not all of us thought that was a good idea, but most of us ran that way. Eivar was riding on the back of Tacitus. We managed to reach the water and dove in, but I think it was before then the first unfortunate mutation occurred. But definitely Eivar wound up getting mutated so that his arms became somewhat tentacle-like and his bones gelatinized. So he basically just hung on to Tacitus as we swam away. I'm pretty sure I forget who was in the water actually, and somebody was flying above it. But we all eventually plunged into the water and went in this underground river downstream till we found some dry land and crawled out again. And then thought very hard about our lives and why the hell we're here.
Accurate.
Anyone else have anything to add to that?
I made a lot of noise.
Yes.
As I like to do.
Oh, there were murals of some strange underwater creature, some Lovecraftian-like creature in the water before we got out.
Yeah, so you guys are kind of catching your breaths right now on this bit of like underground shore, rock shore. As Kurt mentioned, Ivar's arms have become tentacles, which so Eivar, you're still able to manipulate things with your arms, but okay, cool. When you make any kind of checks that involve like any kind of fine manual dexterity, or when you make attack rolls, you do so with a -4 penalty. Is the result of that.
Okay.
And then Dustin's character Marthow has some form of mushmouth, and his hands have been reversed like a Rakshasa, which interferes with his ability to talk and effectively use his manual dexterity as well. So you can kind of do things fine with your hands for the most part. It's just like it takes you a minute to kind of reverse how your hands normally function. But in general, in terms of casting spells, you need to make a concentration check in order to successfully cast your spells.
Okay.
And that check is going to be I think it's 13 plus the spell level of the spell you're trying to cast is the DC.
Okay.
Tacitus is fine. And Elmorn is his knees joints have reversed, which is causing him to be forced to walk on his hands and knees, or hands and feet, kind of like those weird dog boys.
Dog boys.
Yeah, dog boys.
Dog boys.
Have you not seen the dog boys? They're a real thing.
No.
All right. Let me see if I can find something and show you guys.
Show us the dog voice.
Well, anyways, the interesting thing, Elmorn, you suddenly feel violently ill.
Oh, great.
Are you hatching?
I was gonna say I don't have any egg immunity.
No. Here's an image.
I have salmonella.
Okay.
Gross.
I suddenly can't hear.
You had that problem last week.
Hello?
Hi.
Can you hear yet? I'll take that.
No. This is your perfect time to talk about him.
I have no idea how to change vitality points on Dice Cloud. Even the journal is failing me on that one.
There are, let's see. If you click on the hit points, oh wait, no, that's not it. It's on one of these things.
Wait, you can't hear me now?
Oh, there we go.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
You back?
I'm back. So anyways, Elmorn, you start to feel violently ill, to the point where you are extremely nauseous. You feel like you might actually start barfing in a minute.
Great.
Water's over there.
Guys, I don't feel so good.
It's probably because you're not sitting at your desk.
The whole room appears to be
What is this moving?
So Skulbyrh is very concerned about Elmorn's health, considering he was the one that stopped and saved him and pulled him out from the danger of the Silithar. So he goes over and he says, Elmorn, are you okay? Skulbyrh is worried.
I don't think so.
What is wrong?
I feel ill. I keep moving. I'm not sitting at my desk.
Skulbyrh knows not what a desk is.
Grow up in a barn.
So he takes one of his forehands and feels on your head and kind of pulls it away very quickly and says, "Ah, you are on fire."
But he's an insect. So.
Is that your professional opinion, or I'll examine him. I have some use of medicine. I think I do.
Insects aren't even warm-blooded, so he may not understand.
Skulbyrh invites you to touch him yourself.
Gross.
I got a 20 medicine check.
Yeah, like Elmorn's skin is hot enough to kind of burn you. Almost. It is, you can almost start to see the steam flowing off of his skin, which is beating with sweat, and then it looks like it's like visibly evaporating off of him.
Ooh, child, I got the vapors.
Also, Tony, Tacitus, an additional fact, which I'm gonna send you an email. Hopefully, I send it to the right person this time, since I've not been.
Yeah, Kurt's gonna be
Don't have
doing everything this session.
Yeah, so how long were you sitting here just wondering where everybody was?
I think about 10, 15 minutes. Send.
Let's see. Where?
Well, you notice it first around his neck, and it seems to travel downward below his armor.
Is it like pickled finger shaped or
not too far off.
can I get it out? Hey, sit still.
What are you doing?
You got something here. I have a little dagger.
So just to set the scene, Tacitus is going to whip out his little dagger.
What are you doing, Tacitus?
You have something under your skin.
Oh,
that should not be there.
Why are you holding my dick?
Oh, you call yours little dagger too?
So Elmorn, you suddenly the heat begins to get to you, and you feel like your joints begin to really begin to ache. And even with your feeling of burning up, like areas around your joints, your arms and legs really begin to feel like they're catching fire, and you begin to spasm around your joints, which also makes it very difficult for Tacitus to be precise. But also Elmorn is covered in armor, which further inhibits Tacitus's ability to really intervene with his little dagger.
Right.
Skulbyrh, continuing to look concerned, turns to Tacitus and says, "Can you help him?"
I can try. We need to cool him down. Let's get him into the water. The water's pretty cold, yeah?
It is, actually. You guys are all kind of shivering from the water.
Do I feel hot or do I feel cold?
You feel very hot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, water sounds good. Water sounds good.
I just look at the other two. Like, don't just sit there like bumps on the log. Help me in.
Skulbyrh does the best that he can, but him being a very little bug guy has limited ability to do much. Apparently, his strength is not proportional to the insects they're smaller.
He doesn't have ant strength?
He doesn't have ant strength.
Scientifically, it doesn't translate.
I got into a big argument online with somebody about the square cube law. It's ridiculous. It's a fantasy setting. Who cares if you got a giant dinosaur that can support a city on its back? You don't need to worry about the square cube law.
Yeah, so I'll get him into the water and see if that helps him cool down any.
All right, so you drag him into the water, and there's like an instantly it starts steaming from bubbling around him.
Jeez. Dude, you're gonna die. You should be dead. Your water Your own water's gonna boil away. You're gonna die. This is the end of you. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do.
Come on, don't say that, old friend.
Just try and sit still so I can try and get this damn thing out of you.
He still has an armor on. It went under the armor.
Yeah, well.
All right. Can I remove my armor?
You're in the water now.
Can I remove my armor in the water?
You can, but
hang on to the ledge, so just take it all off.
Skulbyrh turns to Marthow and says, You stupid bastard! Can you do anything? And he whispers, Don't think I've forgotten about the magic you used on me. It wore off. We'll talk about that later, but for now, you need to help him.
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Just help him.
Looking at what's going on, does it look like he's really hot? But does it look like that there's any kind of pain or hurt? Like,
he's crawling on all fours. It probably looks super painful.
Yeah, it's an interesting image with him floating on his back and his feet kind of kicked up.
Imagine someone took your legs, your knee, and bent it the wrong way so that it was pointing straight out.
Elmorn, are you hurting?
Well, I don't exactly feel good.
Just fuck with everybody's voices.
Oh man. I think I kind of imagine Martha was kind of talking like Sylvester Stallone at this point.
Rocky.
Yeah. Like, he's just got too many concussions.
Oh, you don't know.
Egmont! Egmont!
So is it weird? You said Sylvester Stallone. My first thought was Weird Al impersonating Rambo in UHF.
You know, almost. Elmo. I don't really know what I could. I mean, if you put him in the water, and it's clearly like burning away around him.
I mean, if because he's in the water, you know, it would take multiple people to try and get his armor off and not have it float away or sink, for instance. So you guys could definitely be working together to do that.
Hmm. I'm curious if Elmorn was not corporeal, would we be able to help him in another way? Like right now.
Or would he ethereal?
What if Elmorn was just suddenly a ghost?
So you're saying we kill him?
Well,
we have to try. It's gonna happen.
well, no, I have gaseous form as a spell, and if we turn Elmorn into a cloud of gas, then would there be something we could do with that?
I mean, maybe whatever's inside of him might fall out.
See, I don't know. I mean, we could try it.
Or he might instantly sublimate into plasma because he's so hot, you know.
You guys can give me Arcana checks if you want, Tacitus and Marthow.
Sure.
I'll reach for anything at the moment.
I got a 14.
That's a shame. 16.
All right. So both of you have an understanding that if Elmorn were to have that spell cast upon him, it could delay whatever thing is currently happening to him. But in terms of this thing that seems to be crawling under his skin that Tacitus saw, it would transform and become gaseous as well and remain with him just as all of his items would.
But if they are both gaseous, can we separate the good gas from the bad gas? And siphon them apart?
How would you do that? Given the equipment that you have, what would you propose to do that? And how would you be able to determine the bad gas from the good gas?
So hear me out. It's definitely whatever is going on here is definitely going to require some of those action points for sure. But so I have counterspell. You cast the gaseous form on him. I try and manipulate the counter spell to only counter the thing inside of him.
That is an interesting idea.
I'll spend 2 action points.
And you know what? I have to have a concentration check. But I can donate an action point and my arcane focus orb to add focus to that. So like we can both like touch it and like be extra focused. It'd be like the orb of confusion from that SpongeBob episode.
Okay. You guys would need to have some way of visualizing the thing though.
But do we though? I saw its outline.
Yeah,
Presumably, if we're focused on it.
Yeah, it disappeared under his armor, which he's still wearing.
Let's get the armor off of him. Then it would be a lot easier for sure.
Nobody's touching me.
We got to get your shit off you.
Just made me feel better.
Well, yeah, we could do that. I just mouthed, I don't know if we can do that.
So if we use reduce, would that reduce both the armor and Elmorn?
Yes.
Or could we focus it so it only reduces Elmorn as the person rather than the armor with action points?
If you guys want to do that, you could. What would be the goal behind it?
To get him out of the armor.
Oh, so like a quick eject button?
Yes.
So it's like the mini ray, or like in all his movies where somebody gets turned into a mouse, but their clothes don't change, so they're in their clothes and stuff. I can see that.
Okay. You wouldn't even need to use an action point for that.
Okay. So I'm gonna cast reduce on Elmorn. So he's sitting there burning, and his knees backwards in the air, and then don't worry, Elmorn, I got this.
Oh God, I hope it doesn't require verbal components.
No, I'm sure it does. It could go wrong in a lot of ways. You got the same amount of heat in a tinier form. He starts to grow.
Right. Oh, God.
Now,
Oh,
just
boy,
in
he's
case,
gonna implode.
just in case, I'm gonna use a spell point to do
The subtle spell.
subtle spell, so I don't have to worry about that. So, like Marthow's fingers start humming a little bit. You can faintly see energy on the side, kind of surrounding his hand, and then Elmorn starts to shrink.
Yeah, it's grab his armor. I'll keep a hold of him. You grab his armor.
Eivar, what are you doing during all of this?
I sent you an email. I went off to take a leak way back when this all started. It was probably not entirely successful because tentacle-arms trying to aim is probably not super easy. So I probably peed on myself a little bit.
I mean,
But probably enough time has passed that I would have returned by now.
how do you resist the urge to not like flail everything?
Well, maybe I did. Maybe that's why I'm covered in my own pee. Again, like this is the third time this has happened to him.
All right, so you guys have shrunken Elmorn. You've managed to get him out of the armor. So who has actually caught the armor?
I still don't feel good, guys.
Now you got to do the voice break like that.
I still don't feel good, guys.
Who grabbed the armor?
I'm concentrating, and I actually can only concentrate on things. So,
What?
well, because of my deformity, I have to like concentrate on this one thing. I can't really do anything else, as far as I understand.
So you can't grab the armor,
Not
pull them out.
Well thought out plan. Tacitus grabs Elmorn and the armor all fall. I thought you were grabbing the armor.
So I told him to grab the armor.
Elmorn, your armor might be sinking down the drain.
Hey, somebody grab my armor.
Perhaps I don't know, an athletics check to catch it.
I don't know if you want this guy picking up your armor.
Oh man,
Who's gonna grab it?
I'll try and grab it with my legs.
All right, go for it.
I don't know, athletics.
You can do an athletics check or an attack roll.
I think it's going to be the same. Yeah. Which dice should I use here? Which feels lucky? Metal for metal armor. How about that?
There you go.
That's a 10.
That's good enough.
Okay, cool. I'm hanging on to like the side. I got him, and then I'm like, "Fuck it, come on."
Yeah, I'm not gonna be a dick and let Elmorn lose his armor. Now, if it had been 5 or less,
Oh God.
It was 4 on the dice.
well, but it was a 10 on the total.
Yeah.
That's really what counts.
Yeah. Ugh.
All right, so you're hanging on the ledge. You're hanging on to Elmorn. You got his armor in your feet.
Yeah. I'm like, before anything else happens, get the armor.
So Skulbyrh, seeing an opportunity to help, dives into the water and gets the armor and brings it back up. He has a lot of trouble hauling it actually onto the rocky kind of outcropping, but eventually he's able to do it.
And holding Elmorn by the scruff, basically. Oh, you're like a little baby.
All right. So now Elmorn is without his armor. I assume Elmorn was also wearing clothes.
No, I'm nude.
Okay.
They went
So-
with armor.
All right. So we're gonna say that Elmorn is in his birthday suit, hanging there in the
No,
cold
I was
water,
joking. No.
bubbling and steaming.
No.
It doesn't matter. You're naked now because you fell out of your clothes too.
All right, I'm naked, and now Tacitus's little dagger is as big as mine.
I'm not gonna lie. When he said he grabbed you by the scruff, I initially thought it was a different word.
Oh my god, this is definitely not where I saw this going tonight.
Oh,
Good.
I said we were going to derail you.
Oh.
We're gonna keep it right here the whole night.
I'm wondering where he did see this going. This is exactly where I saw it going.
Oh, he's boiling alive. He's fine.
All right, so the water is continuing to bubble and steam around Elmorn, submerged in the water.
Does it make me feel any better, the water?
It is actually,
Okay.
but you're starting to convulse a bit harder, which is also making it difficult for Tacitus to keep a good hold of him. So Tacitus, go ahead and give me a strength check, or athletics if you wish.
And seeing that, I will try to throw them a rope. I'm not
18.
going to let anyone pull, like reach in and let anyone pull on my arm because I'm afraid they'll come off.
18 was the total there.
All right, you're good. And then with Eivar tossing you the rope, I mean it with his tentacles and stuff, it kind of falls at his feet the first time that he tries to toss it, but then he tries again, and he gets used to the whole tentacle thing, and the rope comes out to you, and you're able to kind of use that to further anchor Elmorn if you wish.
Sure. So that it doesn't float away.
Elmorn, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Alrighty. Needs an action point. All right. Where?
How good would it be if he saves right now and it just stops?
I got a 19.
All right. One of your legs violently kicks back below the water, and
Big crack.
huh?
With a sickening crack.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say that.
Crack. Ah!
And after a few moments of agony and continuing convulsions, that leg comes back and is restored. It's no longer reverse jointed.
Speaking of convulsions, I think your cat back there is convulsing on this windowsill.
Oh yeah, she does that.
Looks like things are starting to go my way.
Are you from the 20s?
Yes.
20s gangster?
See?
Yeah, see? Well, a fat lady gets it.
So now one of your legs is normal and the other one is reverse jointed.
Alrighty. Okay, Marthow. Let's do this here.
All right. So we're pulling him up.
And Oh yeah, I guess I should. Probably should.
We all still have dark vision.
It lasts for 8 hours.
That lasts for a significant amount of time.
So I will crank up my low light wind up lantern so that everybody can see perfectly well.
Okay.
And then knock an arrow in case I need to shoot whatever pops out. A little alien that's going to burst out of his chest.
Good call. Good call.
Elmorn, give me another Constitution saving throw.
Alrighty. 10?
Okay. That's it. Okay.
All right. So, we've retrieved Elmorn, and did we pull him out?
No, the water's still cooling him down.
Well, I'm still cooling him down. So, and are we waiting? So right now he's reduced. Tacitus has his armor. And
Wait, I can't.
The armor's been hauled
Shit.
from the shore.
Hold on.
oh, it's hard. Sorry.
Now the plan is to cut whatever was crawling around inside him out.
While he's minning. So
Mike's gone again. Oh, now he's back.
He was having some audio issues. So I thought the plan was you turn him to gas. I counterspell. We both
so that was
action point to.
So I was thinking that would be the plan if we did not turn him to mini to get him out of his armor.
No, we still need to get him out of the armor so that I could see where it's at, so that I know where to counterspell.
But wasn't he reduced or cast reduced so that he would come out of the armor?
Right.
So then he's out of the armor.
Yeah, now he's out of the armor. So yeah, no, I gotta find this thing on him again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he is in water that is bubbling all around him and steaming. So it is that also is impairing your vision.
Sure. So for moments, I'll just lift him out. Fucking turn him.
My cat is spazzing out right now. She's a heavy fucking cat too. If you guys heard it.
Yeah.
All right. So, give me an investigation check.
Okay. Both of us?
Tacitus.
All right.
Hey, all right. That's good. 23.
Okay. So really? So you are able to pin it down. It is just like that pickled finger. It's right in his belly area, and you manage to kind of corner it with your fingers, and so you're kind of with one of your hands, you're kind of pressing down, trying to keep it there from wriggling anywhere else under his skin. Now, if you want, you can give me an Arcana check or a Nature check and see if just from that touch you might learn anything about it.
Wait, I get it up here. Be an Arcana. 23.
That's sufficient. I was gonna call it 22 was the DC, so well done. All right. I'm gonna send you an email.
All right.
I was writing that in the wrong section. Okay. Sent. And then Elmorn, make another Constitution save.
13.
Okay. Your other leg suddenly snaps back. Bone pops. And very painfully, very uncomfortably, your other leg returns to normal. And the water around you starts to become a little bit cooler. The bubbling and steaming is lessening in intensity.
Oh. Did I ever tell you guys about my brother breaking his friend's arm at the bar?
Elmorn's brother or your real brother?
My real brother. Did I tell you guys about that?
Oh yeah, you told me about it.
Oh. Well, long story short, my brother and his friend were really drunk and they were arm wrestling at a bar. And my brother broke his friend's arm wrestling with him. And it was freaky because I was talking to Samantha and I was like, this is reminding me of those YouTube videos I've seen when somebody breaks somebody's arm when they're arm wrestling. And then it happened, like right after that. The whole reason why I'm bringing this up is because it was the most disgusting sound I've ever heard. It was literally the sound that you hear when you take like a stick that's like that thick and you like break it over your knee. That sound coming out of somebody's arm. It was fucking disgusting. And so like every time he's saying that my legs snap back into place, I'm hearing that sound and it's like making me like cringe.
I snapped the dude's ankle like that once.
Oh.
Like it was we were wrestling. Of course, this was fraternity stuff. And he was putting me in a chokehold. I started to see the lights go dim, and I was like, "No!" And I'm on my hands and knees, and I suddenly just somehow explode up, knock the guy off my back, and then turn around and pin him. And while that's happening, everybody's trying to pull me off of him. And I guess when he flew back, my foot was on top of his and kept it from moving. And so it was like his foot was dangling over the couch when we got him up on it. It was
gross.
Yeah.
I sent a reply.
Okay.
And I really have to use the bathroom right quick.
All right. We'll We'll take a 5-second break then.
All right.
Eivar, by the way, is using this time to wash Eggmorn's armor because he shit himself recently.
He did.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Hey, I'm washing your armor for free.
Okay. Dustin. How's it
Yo.
going?
It's pretty good. I'm coming off of like a really busy cycle, so I'm really excited.
Good.
Yeah. I got a final in like 2 weeks, but both work and school picked up at the same time. And
it sucks.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. But work toned down, and I got my team finally kind of ramped up, so now I'm not doing everything and I can have other people to help me. So
It's always nice to have the team helping.
yeah, it's nice not being a team of one.
Yeah.
Makes things a little bit easier. You still have to, collaborate and all that jazz, but
Yeah. Well, you don't have to go into the one-man chevron formation.
yeah. I mean, I was doing it. So the question is can you have a one-man chevron formation?
Huh. I think if you kind of go into it like this,
Or like you put your arms back like you're on the Titanic or whatever.
or you're running around like they do in Naruto.
Or that.
I worked at a therapeutic day school, and there was one kid who literally he was running around the playground like that, and I was like, why the fuck is he thinks that's how you're supposed to run because he watches Naruto all the time.
That is just a failure of parenting.
Like maybe his parents saw him run and they're just like, eh.
All the other behaviors this kid was exhibiting, the least of their concerns was the way that he was running.
I saw a guy. We had softball teams in law school, so one of the guys on the team, he really couldn't throw, and I was like, I knew just from watching him, I was like, oh my god, his dad never taught him how to throw a ball, because it was just like he wasn't snapping his wrist at the end, so it was like all arm motion, and the ball wasn't really going anywhere. And I was like, look, wait, let me just show you something.
So you were doing the fatherly duties for this guy.
Right. Well, and also helping the softball team. And it was like a revelation to him. Like he understood the physics of it, but it never occurred to him that he should snap his wrist to throw the ball. So he had to practice it for a while, but he learned how to throw.
I bet he was so proud.
Actually, he did seem like he was kind of pleased with it, like after a while, like that he knew how to throw suddenly. Like I don't know, I didn't bring it up or discuss it with him, but I always sort of imagine that like maybe he had just gone his whole life thinking like, I don't know why, I just can't throw very well.
maybe
a revelation.
Maybe he went back, after some time to his dad and was like, look what I learned how to do. And he just threw something.
Casting Leon is dead. That was pretty much all me. I don't know if he made that connection. I mean, actually, for all I know, like he didn't have a dad. Like I don't know.
I gotcha. That's true.
When I was a kid, there was a guy who, I say kid, when I was like in my late teens, I met a guy who, to this day, I think was the dumbest person I ever met. And he was nice. He was actually sort of racist. That was weird. But like to me, he was pretty nice. He was an auto mechanic and he was dating a friend of mine's sister. So I wound up hanging out with him once. And one day we're like sitting on a porch and talking, me and this girl's parents, my friend and all. And he's there and he's just watching. They have these two little dogs that are jumping off the porch, which is like about 4 feet above the ground. And then they run around to the steps and they run up the steps and they go to the edge again and they jump off. And they're just chasing each other, doing this over and over. And we're all talking and he's just staring like as intently as possible at this. And then after like 15 minutes of the dogs playing this game, he like snaps up and turns to us and he's got the Eureka face on. And he says, "Hey, you know what? Dogs can jump down further than they can jump up." And he was imparting this wisdom to us. He was probably pushing 40 when he did that revelation.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow.
That's
All
a
right.
story I'm going to tell to people.
Yeah, tell it from his point of view.
Oh, you linked the story about Kevin. I love Kevin. Me and Samantha laughed about Kevin for a long time.
I'm gonna need to read that later.
Yeah, it's pretty lengthy, but it's definitely worth the read.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Okay. Are we ready to get back into it?
Yep.
All right. So, Tacitus, you're holding Elmorn, and this you got a grasp on this thing around his belly. Elmorn, your legs are back to normal, and you're starting to cool off. You're not breathe. Your breathing is starting to return to normal. You're no longer as shaking or as tense. The water's still kind of bubbling around you, but it's getting, not it's kind of going down. Marthow is concentrating intently on the spell that has reduced you in size and is accessing the focusing orb that he was trying to get. Eivar, you're kind of standing there getting ready to shoot the thing at whatever might be bursting out of his chest in anticipation of that. And then Skulbyrh is just kind of like literally on the edge of his seat, on the edge of the sort of cliff thing, kind of chittering, watching very intently.
Alrighty. So whenever he looks ready, whenever Marthow looks ready, I'll lift him up.
And then, so he doesn't have clothes on right now.
Right.
So do we need to turn him to gas? This, when I initially proposed this, because he was in his armor, and it sounded like taking his armor off would be a problem.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it depends on if he trusts our medical prowess. Seeing as I'm the only one with working hands.
Yes.
Oh, I thought I was feeling better.
What's that?
So I thought I was feeling better.
You are. Well, I mean, the thing is still in you.
Oh.
We can get you out of the water maybe for a little bit, but it's. What do I have an idea as for the gestation period of this thing?
I mean, you're not even sure if this is exactly what you think it is.
Sure. It's just a possibility, seeing as we did encounter one of those.
So
yeah, if it is what I think it is, you'll not have a head before too terribly long. We'll just say that.
Just give it to me straight, Doc. Am I gonna make it?
So So we can't go with the original plan still, but since you have him out and you have your knife in the sacrificial or medical kind of pose, you know, we may not need to do that, because I also am talking like Sylvester Stallone. My hands are inside out, and I would be going from disconcentrating on one spell to going to another right away. So I would imagine that my character would have some trouble with that in his given state. Oh.
So, Martha, are you in the water with them? With Elmorn and Tacitus?
How deep is this water?
Is
this like treading water deep, or like knee, like ankle deep, or like knee deep?
No. The water is very deep, because if you remember, you guys came from an underwater cavern into this area, and we're lucky enough that you found this space where you could, you know.
Yeah, then I wouldn't be in the water.
Okay.
I would be on shore. Because
you're there now. So although Elmorn is smaller, it would still require, and if you're gonna try and lift him up to Marthow, you would need an athletics check to be able to tread that water and be able to do that.
I mean, I kind of figured, since it is underwater, I could probably like.
Well, then, but are you using one hand to kind of keep grab of the thing, too?
Is there anything I can do?
I don't know. Is there anything you can do?
Well, I mean, is the temperature cooling down?
Yeah.
We might be able to just get out of the water.
Can I get out of the water?
Yeah. You're starting to feel better.
Hey, Elmorn. Can you cut it out yourself?
What is it?
Hold on. Elmorn, I'm sending you an email.
Okay.
The email begins as your head explodes.
Yeah.
Because they have taken too long formulating this plan.
That'd be a lame way to go.
Such is the way of life for an adventurer.
Yeah, Eivar would offer, like, if you pull him out of the water and you just isolate the creature, I can try to cut it out with my noodly appendage. Which is about as good as Rakshasa hands over here.
Also, Elmorn, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh. All right.
Have you been adding your +2 to all this as well with your...
Oh, shit. No. Fuck. All right. Wisdom, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I was fucking up my constitution saving throws, too. Fuck. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Wisdom saving throw. Okay.
I thought you might need a reminder because you've been seeming to roll very poorly.
21.
All right. All right, that's it.
So Martha asked me if I could cut it out. What are you talking about? I just want to feel better.
So can I like hold this thing in place? Is it crawling right just below his skin, basically?
Yeah, it's trying to move away.
Sure. It's kind of like trap it.
And yeah, you've managed to do it in a way that it can't go beneath either. Like it's trying to crawl deeper. Is from what you can feel. It's trying to crawl deeper, but you kind of got a good grip on it through the skin.
So I'll just look to Elmorn. I'm like, Hey, it's your body. We can cut it out, or we can try our extremely convoluted spell method.
And you're feeling a good pinch from Tacitus on Elmorn.
Why are you holding my stomach?
Look right here. This going to burrow into you.
Okay, I look. What do I see?
Refer to the email. No, not the new email. There's no new email. Refer to the.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I missed the last part of your email. All right. I look down. I see your hands, and I feel like shit. Just fix me.
So that's not an option. He won't help himself. You're gonna owe us for this one, dog boy.
Okay. So I'll I'd really rather not have to use spells if we can help it. So I'm gonna attempt to cut this thing out. Here, lay down. Lay down.
On the water.
What?
Oh, we brought him to shore, right?
Yeah, it brought him back up. Lay down. Lay very still.
I lay down. I'm convulsing on the ground now.
Oh no, those have stopped.
Oh,
Okay, good.
I'm just convulsing voluntarily now.
No, none. You're fine now. You don't have to do that.
Oh,
You're gonna feel a little pressure.
okay.
Let's see what I can do here.
Medicine check.
Yep. +4. Let's see what I could do. Wood. Let's try that. Oh, that's unfortunate. 10.
You better use goddamn action point on me.
I'll use one. Aha. Oh, I'm sorry. That one was a 10. This one was a 12.
Wait. Oh, it's the medicine check. Never mind.
Yeah. No, hold on. It's +4. +4. I was right. It's either a 10 or an 8. So I'll pick the 10, but I don't think it's going to be sufficient.
Wait, so it's a 10 out of 12?
It's a 10.
Okay.
I was mixing up my numbers here.
So you cut into Elmorn's flesh. Elmorn, it's excruciating because there's nothing that's been done to try and numb the pain. And it causes because of the way that Tacitus cut, it causes you to jerk, which also nicks something, and there's a spurt of blood right into Tacitus's eye. Tacitus, give me a dexterity check.
Just to check.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm so good at those. 5.
And you lose the thing that squirms deeper into Elmorn.
I think we got it.
Why do I still feel like shit? And why are you stabbing me? You thick fuck.
Now,
Just wait there. It's gonna take a moment, and I'm gonna go with Marthow. I'm like, okay, we got to do this thing.
Okay, so I'm gonna. Were Eivar and Marthow able to see?
When that happens, could I use an action point and my archer's boon to fire one of my black magic arrows and prevent it at least from burrowing deeper?
Oh, interesting. What does your black magic arrow do?
Normally, as a reaction, I fire it and I deflect some damage from an incoming attack. Here, I just want to blast it so that the thing, I'll hit his skin, but so that it can't burrow into him and get completely away.
So you're going to fire an arrow at me. Brilliant.
Not just any arrow. But yes, he's going to be firing an arrow right into your belly.
Let's just all beat up on
exposed, unarmored, completely vulnerable. Midsection right there.
Oh, disadvantage on his attack. I'm prone.
You're gonna hit me.
I don't want to die.
I also really haven't mastered firing the bow since I got the tentacle arms, so.
All right, here we're gonna have some fun with this. All right, Eivar, roll me 3d20s.
I need an extra d20. There we go. The low is a 6.
Oh, I don't want just the lowest. I want all of them.
I got 6, 10, and 13.
All right. 2 out of 3 of those is even. 1 of them is odd. I don't know what that means. But it sounds like a start. All right. So describe how you react when you see Tacitus lose his grip on the thing, and what this looks like.
So I imagine that there is a bulge in the skin that he's got pinned, which is this creature. The cutting goes horribly wrong. Blood spurts into his eye, and the bulge starts to slip away as it begins to try to burrow deeper. And so I aim just a little bit below that and fire as to force the thing upwards again.
So my first idea is to shoot an arrow at Elmorn.
Yeah.
And for everybody else, can you also describe what your arrows look like and where they?
So when I draw back on the bowstring, there's actually no arrow in my hand, but I draw back on the bowstring, and it's like smoke begins to form between my two hands as I pull back, and an arrow that looks to be almost like a liquid ink forms amidst the smoke, and then that seemingly liquid arrow is what actually hits you.
Whoa, what are you doing?
So that's not exactly what happens. I just wanted you to set it up.
Mm-hmm.
So what ends up happening is as you are pulling it back, because you have these weird tentacle arms now, the weight of the arms is kind of weird and puts you off center. And so as you pull it back, you kind of are forced forward and you stumble. And as you release the arrow, there's some kind of thing where it actually shoots your tentacle arm forward, and you enter into Elmorn's body cavity with your tentacle. And you feel the thing as it's kind of moving. And so you have an opportunity to try and grab it with your tentacle. So you've basically fallen face first into Elmorn.
Okay.
And you're inside of him now.
That was not a phrase I ever wanted to hear. What do I do?
Elmorn, you're seeing this, and you have no idea even how to feel, or what you're in too much shock to even register any kind of pain or anything like that.
You're hallucinating, Elmorn. None of this happened.
You're,
So wait, I'm a little confused. Just his arm is in me, or he is completely?
Well, his arm is him.
Okay. Wait, what?
It's the end of
His arm is a part of him, so he is technically in you.
No, it sounds like he is just one giant tentacle. What the hell?
No, his tentacle arm though, because he fell, and
you're basically
now he's.
You're basically getting to use every cheating spouse's excuse. So I fell. I fell and things just happened. I don't.
So, Eivar, give me a dexterity check.
That is a 17.
All right, that's good enough. You get a grip on it enough where, because you feel this thing moving around, you get a grip on it enough that you can kind of hold it in place, but it's too strong to actually pull out. It seems like it's got a grip on some organ or flesh. And Elmorn, this is just really painful for you. You don't know it. Yeah, you don't know what's happening. You just know that, everybody's like cutting into you now and pulling things out or trying to pull things out.
Right.
Am I ever going to feel better?
I will just note in my own notes that I was inside Eivar and couldn't pull out. Or inside Eggmore, I mean.
And that's how 18 years of child support starts.
That is the closest I've ever been to an actual spit take.
I've got it. I've got it. My one arm stretched unnaturally long.
So I just imagine all of this transpired very quickly. I got sprayed in the face by blood. And I'm like, I get it cleared, and I look down. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, and Skulbyrh is like, why are you torturing him?
I'll try and pull him out.
Now, is there so presuming that I'm going to that I have or I'm going to drop concentration on reduce, could I heal Elmorn and cast some sort of healing so that to reduce the pain that he's feeling? To provide a numbing effect, like I don't have like any alcohol on me. But like if I heal, will I heal Eivar's tentacle inside of him and like heal over it?
How about instead you just let go of the reduce?
I mean, I could.
Right now, the wound is like this big. Whenever he gets larger, then his arm is a little freer.
Yeah, I guess I could do that. So I will stop.
We're only causing internal damage. It's fine.
I will stop concentrating on reduce.
All right, so Eivar or Elmorn, go ahead and tell us what that looks like and how it happens.
What it looks like when I start growing again?
Yeah, with this tentacle inside you.
This is wrong.
Well, first, before you start, go ahead.
I was going to say the viewership on this video from Japan will be through the roof.
You definitely have to tag it right.
Yeah.
Tentacles. Yeah.
So, Marthow, describe what it looks like when you stop concentration, and then after that, Elmorn, tell us what the effect is.
So when I stop concentration, Marthow's face becomes visibly less concerned looking because he was like kind of, and now it's just kind of looks as normal as he can given his current state. And you see his whatever kind of aura was around his hand fades, and then Elmorn starts to slowly grow bigger again, filling up to his normal size.
And then, Elmorn, what is it like for you to return to normal size?
Well, all I feel is the pain of being stabbed in the stomach, and then the pain of the wound being stretched, I imagine, by this tentacle entering, and I feel it like wiggling around in my stomach. It just feels wrong, man. And then I start growing, and this tentacle, I almost don't notice it. It's just so small. You got such a small tentacle, dude. Come on, you should be ashamed. Are you even there? I can barely feel you inside of me anymore.
I hope Elmorn is screaming this.
Oh.
I don't know. Yeah, it just feels wrong. It's like, and Eivar is like half on top of me with his like arm inside of me, but thankfully, as I get bigger, he's now proportionally smaller than me, so it doesn't hurt as bad, I guess. But it feels a little loose, I guess.
I mean, given that it was tight and then you're bigger, so it would be loose.
Yeah.
I'm a very loose man.
You started off tight, but you got loose over time.
That's right.
Yeah. And Eivar, what's this like for you? This experience?
Well, I imagine with my tentacle wrapped around this creature, it didn't have anywhere it could move. But as he grows, there's more and more wiggle room. So now he's growing, and there's noticeably more thrashing under his skin as this thing tries to drag my tentacle around.
And I'm yanking. Come on.
Oh.
Right. As I sort of pull away, half the problem being is that as I pull away, my arm actually just stretches out further and further rather than coming back with me.
Elmorn, give me a Constitution saving throw.
17.
What, is that with your +2?
That is.
So there is definitely a lot of pain that you're experiencing in your abdomen. It's like blinding pain, so bad that it's almost knocking you unconscious. No mechanical effect because you passed, but it is significant. It's excruciating, and you definitely want it to stop.
Everybody stop! You're not making me feel any better.
We almost got it.
Should have called real doctors.
Next time, maybe you'll get a better medical plan for McCormick's Folly. This is what you get with HMO care.
Damn you, McCormick!
So Marthow, Eivar, and Tacitus, what are you guys doing now? How are you responding to all of this?
I'm trying to pull Eivar out.
I am also trying to pull Eivar out.
And like just to make the scene even worse, like I imagine like being behind Eivar, like grabbing around the hips.
Yeah, there's a lot
of course, and of course, compared to you, Eivar looks like a little child.
Yeah. Anybody who walked in or swam up on us right now would just be.
It's not what it looks like.
Don't you ever knock?
So Skulbyrh, seeing you guys like trying to pull and being concerned for Elmorn, also grabs on to whoever he can, whether it's Tacitus or Eivar, and begins pulling. So both of you go ahead and roll strength checks.
Just a regular strength, nothing. Yeah.
Actually, an 18, which I will never be able to duplicate again.
Oh, come on. I got a good strength, but that's a 6.
Ooh. All right. So with Skulbyrh helping the two of you, you do make some leeway. You feel the thing begin to give, but you also hear some tearing, and more blood is starting to come from the wound. And it's really excruciating for Elmorn. So although you guys do get you get like one step closer to getting the thing out, you also where's the other
Kill Elmorn.
well, not yet. First dice of the day for me.
I was there like fish people deep underneath this pool of water next to us who were going to come and take us as sacrifices for Cthulhu, and then they saw us. And we're like, no.
They're not worthy sacrifices.
15, 19. Elmorn, you take 19 damage from internal organ damage.
Ah!
Oh, I got it. Can I cast magic missile on him? It never misses.
Oh my gosh. Do you really want to do that? I won't stop you, but I cannot wait to describe what happens.
I stop him. No.
It's one of the brief options that cycles through the mind. But yeah, that's not good. No.
Martha, what are you doing while you see Tacitus, Eivar, and Skulbyrh trying to pull out of Elmorn?
I'm gonna pull out.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna pull out my free took de Jurasco's wand, and I'm going to try to heal. Just cast a healing spell to see if I could ease some of his pain. And so I'm going to cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Cure Wounds.
I pull Petrie out of mallet space and he heals me.
I mean, if ever there was a time.
So yeah, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds. And it does 13. It heals for 13.
All right. So, Elmorn, you get those hit points back, but it also causes the wound to close up around the tentacle a bit, making it a much tighter fit and allowing whatever Eivar is trying to yank out a little bit more room to grab onto.
Marthow, it might be time for us to attempt our other plan. Yeah?
All right, we could do that. We could do that. So
I need you to really lean into that accent, man.
Well, take this.
And then out of Marthow's fingers, which at this point, because I did cure wounds, I'm touching Elmorn.
Of course.
You see like kind of a gassy kind of auras going into Elmorn, and he starts becoming ephemeral, and his kind of bleeding away from his body, and you get to see the tentacle of Eivar slowly coming out as like the gas falls away from it.
And then I can.
So before you do that, before anything further, Martha, were you using a sorcery point for that, or did you do your concentration saving check?
Sorcery point. I'm not gonna try that.
All right. So Tacitus, you had your reaction ready to do that.
Right. So I will use the counterspell. It'll actually have to be at 4th level because I have no more 3rd level spell slots left. And then use whatever action points I need to make sure it works in this particular method.
Okay.
I am holding it in a particular spot.
That should help.
It does help. So with that, I'm going to have 1 action point. It's going to cost only 1 action point to adjust the spell, because you have the guide from the tentacle, Eivar's tentacle, to kind of better target the specific area within Elmorn's body. But I am going to require a caster check, and you can spend more action points if you need to on that. So I'm putting in my mind the DC. So caster check, that's just that's D20 plus your caster ability. So that would be just plus your intelligence modifier. Is that what a caster check is?
For me, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I've written down the DC.
It's a very crucial moment here with the dice picking. Yeah, let's do it. +3. That's what I got. Alrighty. 15.
Ooh.
That is exactly the DC. So go ahead and describe what happened.
Since the spell itself is only somatic components, I am holding on to Eivar in one hand, and like I see him. I see Marthow casting his spell, and I see the magical effects leaving his hands. And I'm like, oh fuck, he didn't say anything. Shit. And then I do the quick motions to cast the counterspell, but then like I alter like whatever motions are necessary with the hands. I like alter a finger position that like changes the arcane, magic flow from me. I don't know.
Are you gonna do some tutting?
Yeah. You watch? Have you ever watched The Magicians on Sci-Fi?
I berated on a drunken night. I berated Lisa nonstop while she tried to watch that show, just making fun of her for enjoying it.
Well, they've got very cool somatic components to that.
They do that they do. I tried to get into that show, but it was just so non-linear, I guess.
I thought the somatic component for counterspell was just.
That's an enemy caster. It's like, oh, you can't hear that? Oh, okay. Turn that up. Yeah.
Brilliant, Kurt.
And then, yeah, I reach out through the through the weave of magic to roughly where I can tell where fucking that tentacle arm is, and I wrap it around that shape of the thing, and it's it luckily stays in place, just barely stays in place. You might lose a fraction of a centimeter of liver or something like that, but
well, it regenerates.
Yeah.
But it's also just under the skin, so he'd probably wind up with like a 5-pack rather than a 6-pack.
So Elmorn, you suddenly become gaseous. You have no idea what's going on. You're like, huh? What? you like try to close your eyes, but you still see through your eyes because you don't have eyelids, and that's tripping you out.
Did I die?
And Eivar, wrapped in your tentacle. Well, first of all, you guys both, all three of you, Eivar, Tacitus, and Skulbyrh, fall back as the thing that you are trying to pull out suddenly loses its ability to grip on and does not turn into mist as Elmorn does. And so that sudden lack of resistance causes you all to fall on your asses. And this massive, wet, maggot-looking thing smacks Eivar right in the face, and it falls into his lap and begins wriggling around. It's got like this little mouth. It's like trying to bite at you, looking for a new host potentially.
Throw it into the water.
And it looks very much like that picture that you sent, actually, Tony.
The fucking botfly larva.
Yeah, with all those spikes around it, and they're all kind of like moving as if they're trying to bore into something.
No, in
It's
fact,
really disturbing.
Instead of throwing it into the fucking I'm gonna cast magic missile on the motherfucker.
All right, describe what happens. It will die. Just go ahead and describe it.
I just like look at this thing like wriggling. How big is this exactly?
It's like a 1.5 feet long and like 6 inches in diameter. It is ginormous, and it's
Jesus.
real slimy and
How
wet.
the fuck was that thing inside of you? Nope. And then it says this, like 3 bolts of magical energy just leave my finger and make impact upon the thing, and I guess just obliterate the thing.
You do the triple tap.
Yeah.
And then I turn around and I've just got like worm guts all splashed up in my face.
Ivor, go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw.
That is 16.
You definitely got some in your mouth.
Ugh.
So can I see this thing at this point?
You see everything. You're just a cloud of mist right now.
Oh, so I can see it now.
Yeah.
Can I talk?
No.
But it kind of. Oh, can you not?
No.
When you're a cloud, no.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's a weird experience for you.
Then I'm just screaming in my cloudy head. What the fuck? What the fuck is going on?
The paint's probably gone.
It is definitely gone. You're not just on cloud 9, you are cloud 9.
So Marthow's gonna stop concentrating on it.
All right.
And
When that happens, Elmorn is a couple of feet off the ground, and he plops down.
well, I just like the kind of the transformation into a gaseous cloud was kind of not immediate, like a poof, but it was more like kind of a sloughing off the skin and sloughing the body away. Reforming also is somewhat similar, as in
Okay.
it kind of just starts coalescing into the form, a humanoid form, and it becomes Elmorn.
Okay, so your landing is a bit more graceful and controlled then. And your dong is out.
And you're bleeding from a stomach wound.
Welcome to the show.
Do I want to click on this?
The link was from earlier. You're fine. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think we should probably just camp out here.
Just another day in the life of McCormick's Folly.
Or I guess, do I have an idea as to when dawn will be? The next sunrise?
Sure, with your keen mind ability.
Yeah.
Dawn is exactly 10 hours, 32 minutes, and 16 seconds away.
I fear we're becoming nocturnal. But we've been down here for a while, and we've taken a bit of a beating here. Well, you guys have taken a bit of beating here.
You could probably use a rest.
I could use a rest to regain some energy. So, my proposal is to just stay here.
Does Elmorn have any? Is he missing any health points?
Yeah, he's missing a couple.
Couple? Down to 20.
I healed you for 13 though.
Oh yeah, but he's still hurting from the last battle. As
Yeah,
all of you should
last
be.
battle. Sorry, I'm up to 33 then if you hit me for 13. Sorry, I missed that.
Well,
So-
wait, did you also subtract the
Yeah.
19? Too?
Yes, I
Okay.
subtracted the 19.
Okay.
I'm at 33.
So I'm gonna heal you more. I'm gonna do another cure wounds for another 13 health.
All right. 46. Thank you, sir.
If no one is opposed to hanging out here, I'm gonna put up a little bit of defense for us. Yeah.
Ivar's already got his bedroll out. Right out on the ground.
All right. I'm going to ritually at first cast alarm on the spot right near the water. How big is that thing with the water, or at the water?
So the pool of water it's probably about 10 feet across, diameter wise, and then the small kind of outcropping that you guys are on is probably about another. That's probably about 15 feet across. It's a pretty tight squeeze for everybody to be on, but just enough room for everybody to lay down.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, I'll put the alarm then, like right at the edge, and like I'll actually have it hang out over the over the water so that anything comes up, we'll know. That takes 11 minutes technically to cast.
We're fast time out.
Yeah, and then I'll once again, I don't know what might be trying to watch us. I'm gonna cast Mordenkainen Private Sanctum again with my second, 4th level spell slot that I got from level 8.
Nice.
If we have limited room, I unroll my bedroll so that it goes into my magic backpack. And so it's really just a backpack, and then like the top of my head is sticking out of the backpack.
Excellent.
It's a great way to conserve space.
So what are the rest of you guys doing as you guys are kind of winding down?
Martha is just, he is tired, but he's having some trouble. He's not like falling asleep tired, so he's just gonna kind of lay down and relax. And he just can't take his eyes off the water. He kind of wants to get out, but he also knows that he could use some time to rest up.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'll let you decide. Well, it's your game. But
It's our game.
so Eggmorn was turned to gas. When I reformed as Elmorn, am I still Eggmorn, or am I now Elmorn and Egg again?
What do you want it to be?
I'd rather be Elmorn and Egg again.
Okay. Then that's what happens.
Then I am celebrating the fact that I'm no longer Egg. Like touching my body, like feeling up the wounds that I sustained. And I noticed the yoke not on my head anymore. And then Egg's there. Me. And I'm like,
Yeah, right by your foot.
and I'm like,
Do we notice anything indifferent? Like, significantly? Or
with regards to what?
like if we saw like that he would we see like there's a physical difference now that you are no longer merged and you are separated again? Is there like a difference in like your disposition? Like do you seems like really happy, or like or is this just kind of not really ephemeral to anybody and we're just not really seeing it? I'm just curious.
oh, I'm happy.
And we can see Egg.
Yeah, you can see Egg again.
Yoke on his head.
I don't have yoke on my forehead anymore. And I'm not, yeah.
In fact, I'd be so
No
interested
armor on
in
my body anymore either.
Eivar would be so interested in that he would run over to Marthow and say, "Do me next. Do me." Bombs.
Then Marthow could do that. Martha could heal you too, make you happy. You know, and he's just gonna do that, whether or not you need it. I'm gonna do it for you.
So you're just casting Cure Wounds on Eivar?
Yeah, have a 12 points of healing, or 12 hit points.
So Eivar, how do you react when you ask Marthow to cast that spell on you, and he comes and heals your wounds?
So you come up and you lay a hand on me and my wounds heal slightly. And I look, yeah, thanks for that. Turn me into a gas cloud.
I don't think you want that.
If it heals my arms, I do.
It'll make you.
So it separated him and Egg. Maybe it'll work to fix us again. I mean, you can do yourself first if you want.
Well, the problem logistically is that I can only cast it. I can only do it one more time before I need to take a rest.
That's fair. You can do me then.
So I'll cast. I'll turn Eivar into a gas cloud.
Are you using subtle spell?
Yes.
Okay. So Eivar, describe what it's like for you to turn into a gas cloud.
So, as before, as with Elmorn, I can't close my eyes, so I am basically seeing all around me at once, and discovering that I'm even slower than before. Able to move more than 10 feet at a time. Nonetheless, I will take the opportunity to do a circuit around Marthow.
So what color is your gas cloud?
I assume purple. If I get a choice, it would be purple, but hey, I might not get a choice.
Does this gas cloud sparkle, or is it just purple gas?
I would probably not have it sparkle.
So are we thinking like lavender or like deep purple, like smoke on the water?
More of a deep purple smoke on the water.
Okay.
And I will go and try to poke at the surface of the water just to test to see if I could get into it, since that's the theory with the smoke monster.
So as you try and go poke at the water, it feels like an impenetrable barrier for you.
I will say something smug about how smart I am, but nobody can hear it. And then what the hell? I'm going to fly around this cavern. Is there any part of the cavern we couldn't see because 60-foot dark vision?
Give me an investigation check. I'll let you do it at advantage since you have seeing all around you right now.
Oh, I'm good at investigation too. That is 28.
Okay. Yeah, there's actually, from the looks of it, a couple of gaps in the stone that you could easily fit through and explore if you wanted to, which might go... I mean, from the way that you're still getting used to this whole gas cloud thing, but you have this intuitive sense, thanks to the magic that's forming you in this gas cloud, that there are some of these kind of spaces that you can seep through that are, the air is kind of dead in those areas, but there's others where the air is much more fresh.
Okay, I have no idea how long this spell lasts, but what the hell? I'm gonna go through one of the cracks, possibly trapped on the other side with useless tentacle-arms.
All right, which crack do you want to go through?
I mean, one of the ones that has fresh air on the other side.
Okay. So it's a pretty long way. It's an upward sloping gap. But probably, you're traveling for probably a solid minute. And regardless of what the duration is for gas cloud, you're going to have enough time to go there and back. So don't worry about that. You actually emerge into the night sky, and around you, you can see what appear to be this section of gray wall. The buildings seem to be much more familiar in terms of their architecture. and the people, well, the creatures that you see around you are much more humanoid. Many more orcs and half orcs, even one or two people like humans, and an elf.
So people.
Yeah. But they're not trolls
Right.
and gargoyles and Medusa, Minotaur, gnolls.
But not gnomes, not real people. So.
Right.
I'm going to fly back down.
All right.
Fly back over to the vicinity of Marthow.
And then as he comes closer to me and as he's approaching and he's back on the land area, I'll kind of gesture and be like, are you like this, like trying to say, like, is he ready?
I don't know how to respond in cloud form to that.
Yeah.
If you're ready, move to the right.
I will
If you're not ready, move to the left.
Yes.
Affirmatively.
But then is it my left or your right?
Go here if you're ready. Go over here if you're not ready. Stand on this lint if you're ready.
So then I'll stop concentrating and he'll just start coalescing back into form.
And I immediately hold my arms up.
There's still tentacles.
God damn it! You did it wrong. Do it again.
I think you need one of those worms inside of you.
Should have saved the last one.
Bits of it. We can try swallowing some of the bits. So I do think I saw the regular humanoid portion of the town about 100 feet through the rock. If we can find a way to all get through that crack over there.
I don't think we're doing anything tonight.
Yes. We at least need to
Lay down for a bit.
I don't know if that's a real yawn or you planned that.
Yes. So I think we should take a long rest.
Yeah, I fucking prepared all the spells for long rests. We better be fucking taking one.
It's so enjoyable when I'm able to actually get you guys to use all of your resources. All right, so do you guys feel like this is a good stopping point? Do you want to keep going?
Yeah, it works as a stopping point.
Yeah, I think we're at a good stopping point.
So that we can just kind of move forward more quickly next time. Skulbyrh is going to share some information with you guys during the long rest or just before it. So then that can kind of inform you all. Since he's pretty grateful towards Elmorn about saving him. He really hates Marthow because he is aware that he tried messing with his mind. But because of Elmorn's willingness to save him, he's willing to kind of see past that for now. And so he feels indebted to you guys. Even though you're the ones that put him in danger, you also didn't leave him to rot with that thing.
I thought about it.
No, you did.
Well, he doesn't have to know that.
I definitely didn't see this whole session being a big surgery.
I told you,
Big old
man.
game of operation.
I fucking told you.
Oh, you guys may have delayed my plans,
Yeah.
but they're still active. You guys have not stopped anything from happening.
Yeah, we just kind of took our own spin.
Yeah. But what did you guys think about the session?
I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It was tough to try to figure out how to do field medic surgery.
Yeah, that's something I haven't experienced in a game previously.
Yeah.
My head was a dagger in my medicine skill.
Maybe we'll turn into gas so we could separate the gas out. Like, I don't know.
You know what?
Marthow went to holistic medicine school, and that's what he learned. So.
Yeah, when you guys suggested that, I was like, no way, that's that. But then I was like, no, let's see how they run with it. And it was actually a really cool idea.
Just sift it, like a big sifter. I don't know.
Like I said, we still have bits of that worm. We can just mix it with 2 swimming pools full of water, and it'll be a cure for future worm attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could definitely save some of it. Yeah, preserve it.
Or it could be a good poison or something like that we slip into a drink.
I'm not sure that's exactly what's going to happen, but
well, if one of you guys wants, does anybody have an actual medicine kit or herbalism kit?
nope.
Okay. So what we can do then, I'll let you guys preserve the bits of the worm that you can find, and then if you guys ever get one of those, you can have an opportunity to try and determine, if it can be used in something, and if so, what kind of effect you can expect.
Yeah, unfortunately, Eivar and Elmorn don't drink, so it's not like we're even carrying alcohol.
Elmorn might start picking up drinking after tonight's session.
Out of joy, now that he's himself again.
Elmorn says to Eivar, "You could have at least taken me out to dinner before you fucked me."
Yeah, I didn't foresee so much innuendo. There's always some, but this level was like...
What are you talking about? Every session I've been in so far has been max level innuendo.
Anything that you guys feel could have been done better or differently?
Not at the moment.
Yeah.
Right.
Can't really think of anything.
All right.
Part of the reason why Eivar got involved at all, even though shooting an arrow into his body wasn't the best plan, was I realized if I didn't get involved in the surgery in some way, shape, or form, this entire session was just going to be me watching them do this.
Oh, I'm not mad at you for that. I thought it was great. I just wanted to make fun of you.
Yeah. No, I thought that was really clever too. I didn't want to pass up on your opportunity to actually contribute, but I also was trying to think, all right, how is this actually going to be helpful? You're basically just shooting him point blank.
I'll make you feel better. When you're dead.
It's like when growing up, and my uncle would be like, I'd be like, oh, my arm hurts. He's like, oh, do you want me to take your mind off that arm? Just punch my other arm.
This is all I do is shoot arrows. That is my hammer. Every problem has to be solved that way. What's that? You have cancer? Hold on.
Do you have sleight of hand?
I don't know if I have sleight of hand. Let's see. No, not really.
Oh, okay.
Am I marking a long rest here?
Yeah, you guys are gonna get a long rest. You guys definitely deserve it and need it.
Yes.
So, everybody good for next Thursday?
Yeah, it should be.
Yep.
Yep.
Awesome.
I'll have to re-prepare spells. Alrighty.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Had a lot of fun tonight.
Yep.
Yeah. Me
Thank
too.
you.
See you next week.
See you guys.
Take care.